Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. If you saw my last video, and if you haven't seen my last video, why not? It was about the Brompton and all about how I managed to fit a Wahoo bike computer mounting onto the Brompton. And a fascinating video it was, if I say so myself. A certain subscriber, who I shall not name as he has not paid me to mention his name, said, "Thank you for that video, Julian, because I needed a good sleep." Well, my friend out there in States land, here is another video, and I hope you're suffering from insomnia, because this one is certainly going to cure you, because it's about the Brompton again, and it's about upgrades. Now, it struck me that I still haven't ridden the Brompton, by the way. There's a number of reasons for that. So I was thinking, I can't ride it until I've finished all of the upgrades. So here is the next upgrade you're going to want to watch. Actually, somebody asked me about this on the last video. They said, "What is that particular item?" And I said, "Wait for the next video." So whatever your name was, and I'm not giving you a shout out because you haven't paid me, you're about to find out. So keep watching. Now, what it's about is this that you can see here in the center of your screen, and these are grips. Yes, they are replacement handlebar grips for the grips that came with the Brompton, and these are by that great English brand Brooks. So you might ask, quite reasonably, Julian, why are you replacing the grips on your Brompton when, by your own admission, you haven't actually ridden the bike, so you don't know what the grips are like? And I'm sorry to say, I don't have an answer for that question. If you can think of a good answer to that question, leave a comment down below. But the fact is, I suppose, because I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about the Brompton, because I've got nothing else to do, and one of the things they all say is about upgrades. Well, I'm not a person to be left behind in the great upgrade universe, so I thought I'd better get myself some Brooks grips as well. So I did, and these are they. These, by the way, that I'm now holding up in my hands, one in the left and one in the right, are the original Brompton grips. And as you can see, they are a kind of rubber with a bit of roughness. I don't know what you call that, bit of roughness on them. They're perfectly adequate grips, and they attach using this, or rather you slide them onto the handlebars, and then you tighten this particular bolt. Let me just focus that a little bit better if I can. You tighten that particular bolt there, and that's how they stay on the handlebars. So these are the replacement Brooks grips, as I say. So I removed the original Brompton grips, and I slid these grips on, and I tightened up this bolt here, and then I tightened up this bolt here. And you see this bung here, or what you might call a bar end cap, that goes in the end of the bar. So I put that in and I pushed it in, and it would not go in all the way. So I thought, So I pushed it in a bit harder, and it still wouldn't go in all the way. I'm still talking about the grips, by the way. So then I got that universal implement that I needed to use when I did the original unfolding of the Brompton, and that is a hammer. And I applied the hammer to the grip there, you see. Wait a minute. So I applied the hammer here. Whoops, managed to knock the handlebars. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Let me just put that back in. So I applied the hammer, which I'm holding in my left hand, and we will refer to, knock the handlebars again, and we will refer to as Exhibit 1, okay? This is a Park Tool hammer, by the way. I didn't need to use a Park Tool hammer, but I happen to have a Park Tool hammer. So Exhibit 1, being the hammer, I applied to the bar end grip, which we will call, keep on knocking it, Exhibit 2, thusly, okay? So I gave it a whack, and it didn't go in, so I gave it another whack, and it still didn't go in, so I gave it an almighty whack, and it still didn't go in. So I did think of popping down to Screwfix and purchasing a sledgehammer, but I decided no, Julian, it is time for the application of science. So what I did was, I'm going to just move the handlebars so you can see. What I did was to loosen this bolt here, right, which is holding the brake lever onto the handlebar, and push the brake lever down the handlebar about a centimetre or thereabouts. And when I had done that, I revealed, and let me just move the bar end grip here, I revealed enough handlebar to allow the bar end grip, which you'll recall is Exhibit 2, to gain purchase in the end of the hammer, the end of the handlebar, without application of the hammer. And so you now see that the Brooks handlebar grips are attached to the Brompton handlebar, and if such time will come that I go out on the bike, I will let you know how the Brooks handlebar grips feel. I won't be able to do a comparison with the original Brompton handlebar grips because, of course, I have not ridden the bicycle with the original Brompton handlebar grips. So you won't get a comparison, but you will get a description of the Brooks grips. Were they worth it? Well, it's hard to say. Until I actually go out for a ride, I won't know. I also, incidentally, at the same time as replacing the Brompton handlebar grips with the Brooks grips, replaced the Brompton saddle with this saddle, which is a Brooks cambium saddle. Not new, it was a saddle that I already had and was currently living on one of my other bikes. So I removed it from one of my other bikes, I attached it to the Brompton, and there we are. We have a Brooks saddle combining nicely with the Brooks cambium handlebar grips. Now you're going to say once again, Julian, how are you going to compare the Brompton saddle with the Brooks cambium saddle when you have, by your own admission, not ridden the bicycle, and therefore you have no idea of what the Brompton saddle actually feels like on your bottom? To which I can only say, fair comment, fair comment. And if you wish to leave other fair comments on the video down below, then please feel free to do so. So thanks for watching, and I was incidentally going to go out on the Brompton today and make a video, but it was pouring with rain, it was sleeting, the weather was altogether not the sort of weather for riding a Brompton, or indeed any kind of a bicycle, and that's why I did not do so. But it will happen eventually, I hope, and let's hope it happens before I learn how to, or rather, before I forget how to ride a bicycle. But they do say it's like riding a bicycle, it's one of those things you never forget. Well, that's the end of the video, and hope you enjoyed it. May not have been entirely exciting, may not even have been as exciting as some of the videos you're used to watching on YouTube, and you might think to yourself, as that particular subscriber did on the previous video, thank you, Julian, because I really needed to sleep. So if you're in that position and you really needed to sleep, then I hope I have been of service to you. In the meantime, I'd like to remind you that all of my videos, the money raised, supports the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon in the United Kingdom, and therefore supports people who are less fortunate than ourselves. So thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.